Guys, we got a tornado. I just lit my forge and I'm hiding in my forge room right now. And that's coming right towards the base. Oh, you see that? I'm getting pulled. Oh, just hide in the corner here. Free cam. Well, I'm stuck in here anyway until this thing is gone. Might as well keep forging. Well, you know what today's thumbnail's gonna be? Thankfully, it looks like... Yep, I put mud bricks over my sluicing right before this started. And it looks like that saved it. And I'm not seeing any damage around my base. There we go. Storm's over. Well, okay. The tornado part of the storm is over. Let's actually check if there was any damage. I didn't see any. Everything down there looks good. My bridge is undamaged. The trees look fine, even though it passed right over them, so that's good. And my ladders are still good. Okay, so we survived our first tornado with no damage. That's a good way to start the episode, isn't it? Hello there. Welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft HardRock. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm gonna go back to forging now that the excitement is over. I'm out looking for kaolite. Well, that mark right there is, I think, my kaolite mine, and a tornado spawned right on top of it. But if you listen carefully, you can hear what sounds like wood cracking. That's how you know there's a tornado. It's not just the lightning or whatnot. Like, you'll actually hear cracking, like branches breaking, whatnot. Literally spawned right where I wanted to go. Look at that. The Arundo, it just tore it all up. I feel like I'm like one of those hurricane sorry, I feel like I'm one of the storm chasers right now, chasing after the tornado. Just don't get close enough to get pulled away by it. Now, I thought these could actually damage trees, but I'm not seeing it damage the trees. So it may not have just hit a tree straight on, or it's just... yeah, who knows? Now, I believe if you get picked up by them, you will be thrown in the air, but you will get feather falling. So you don't have to worry about falling to your death if you get picked up by one. But it's still not good. Oh, I'm gonna run out of food just watching this thing, so I gotta go fly away and actually figure out where the kaolite mine I was working on is. That's it's another one. Oh, this is daytime. This time you can see it in its full terror. You know what? let's do something foolish. If I can do it quick enough. So as you get closer, you start getting pulled by it. My hands are off the keyboard and the mouse. When you get too close, you won't be able to run away anymore, I don't think. Yeah, I can barely get away at this point. And now I'm flying. And yes, it is extremely laggy. These storms just like wreck the FPS of the game. So, there's nothing I can do about that. And now we are plummeting to our death. I thought I was supposed to have slow falling. Well, I didn't take damage, so I guess I do have slow falling? And off we go again. Now, you can't really tell too well. The grass is being torn up. Some of the flowers are. The trees aren't taking damage. I think it's because they are the dynamic trees. I think if they were vanilla trees, they might. Just getting all the screenshots of me flying around. Ooh, that time I took damage. Not much. Okay, well that was fun. Let's see if we can't get back to safety. So, they're not super dangerous to you, but they can pick up animals. So that's why I wanted to make sure there was a barn roof over my barn so all my animals would be safe. And they will tear off any wooden blocks. They'll tear off fences. Do we have a second one spawning? That'd be crazy. And that was almost bad. They will tear up doors. So they can tear the doors off of your house. So what I'm saying is these tornadoes are more of a threat to your structures than they are to you. But they're still dangerous. It can set you back progress-wise quite a bit if they hit you at the wrong time. Because they can pick up your anvils, I believe. That's what I've been told. So, you know, you sit down, you finally make your steel anvil, you put it down outside, a tornado comes around, picks up your anvil, now you gotta start from scratch again. Part of the reason why you should always keep one version of the tier below the anvil you're working on. So, of course, we have our steel anvil here, and we also have our iron. When I make the black steel anvil, we can get rid of the iron one, and this way, if something ever happens, we're only set back. If something ever happens to our anvil, we're only set back one tier. I mean, it will still hurt to have to remake a black steel anvil and eventually like a blue steel anvil. But it's a lot better than having to go all the way back and start making copper anvil to make a bronze, to make an iron, and so on and so forth. Alright, well... Oh, it's a good thing this hail doesn't hurt, because I imagine fist-sized hail would do quite a bit of damage. But I have to go continue working on the steel. Gotta make the pig iron to combine with the black steel and all that fun stuff. It's been almost 10 minutes. This is the same tornado and it's about to hit my base. Oh, the door to my bedroom's gone. Well, we're learning firsthand what exactly is safe. So the silk leaves are not safe. They are gone. Those are just not rendering in because I'm in free cam mode. The log piles are safe. The barrels are safe. The crafting table's safe. The trees I planted are safe. All of the silk leaves are gone. Oh, that took a long time to get all of them like that. You see all the grass is being torn up as it goes along. So, you know, it's clearing out my property for me. Okay, everything in my forge survived. Oh. The wooden block with the hook on it. Oh, the hook's right there still. So that's good. Oh, hey, look. One of the doors are right there, so it's not completely lost. I think the blocks it picks up can land in block form. And I don't mean item form. I mean, like, it picked up the leaf. I might go out exploring and just randomly find leaves. Silk leaves just everywhere from where they got ripped off the trees. Alright, well, I gotta wait till this is over, but I might as well try to go rescue my door. Yeah, we only got one door back. Let's put that on the bedroom so that it counts as a insulated room again, so I can stay warm. Let's just put that there so I don't lose it. So we had a tornado, and now we have a blizzard. Boy, winter's a fun time of year, isn't it? It didn't come over here, so I didn't have to worry about my beehives too much. So that's good. At the end of the last episode, I mentioned we should build the coke oven. So we need to finish making up some fire bricks. These should be the last of the the unfired bricks to be done. Alright, that's that. I'm going to pull that out so we don't waste any more charcoal since we don't have... We've got a little bit left. It's not a ton. So we want these plus those. I cannot do that in this crafting grid. There we go. We have 28. We needed 27 blocks. So we can put this together in a 3x3x3 grid. Figure put it right here. I clean up a little bit of snow. And once our bloomery is done, is making some wrought iron because we need to make the hammer from Immersive Engineering, the engineer's hammer, which is just string, a stick, and an engineering hammer, which we can make from wrought iron and only wrought iron. We'll make that, then we right click this center block here. That'll turn that structure into the coke oven, and then we can start tossing logs in to turn into charcoal this way instead of making, well, instead of having to use our charcoal pit, which is not a one-to-one, and I think this is a one-to-one. In other words, if I put 16 logs in, the most you're going to get is 8, but you're usually going to get closer to 6. So it's very inefficient. But if you put in here, I think 16 logs will turn into 16 charcoal. We will find out in time. Just need this bloom to finish. And then we will have enough charcoal to actually make the rest of the steel. So we have 21 ingots of weak steel here. We need to make an additional 17. We need to make an additional 17, which means we're going to need 9 more ingots of steel to turn into the weak steel. So I've got 48 ingots there, and an additional 3 there in case we need, well, we need 9. So we're going to want 4 of those and 1 of those into here to turn it into the pig iron to cast out into steel, which we then combine with the nickel and black bronze to make more of this weak steel. I told you this is involved. The math really makes it useful to have a spreadsheet on hand. Once we do that, we can melt down most of the rest of this cast iron. Wow, my brain. We can melt down the rest of that cast iron into pig iron, cast it into pig iron, and then we'll combine it with the weak steel to turn into black steel, which we can then combine the black steel with this to make blue steel. And then we'll make our black steel anvil, we'll make our blue steel anvil, and then we make our blue steel bucket. Now, it should be noted, you need a blue steel bucket to pick up lava. You need a red, and to be able to place the lava back down. You need a red steel bucket to pick up water and place down water sources. If you make either a blue steel or a red steel bucket and combine it with regular steel to make it into the vanilla bucket, then it can pick up both lava and water. Okay, once that's done, I'll move on to the next step. And yeah, we'll see how far we can get today. This is such a convoluted recipe. Hit cannot be last. Draw must be second to last. Upset can be any. So, and I got it perfect here. So let's do hit, draw, bend. Doesn't get it close enough. Hit, draw, bend. Almost. Oh wait, I wanted upset, not bend. Hit, draw, bend. It's too much this time. Almost. There we go. Now we got the hammer. The engineer's hammer. There we go. And if we click on the middle block with it, there we go. Which means we can now grab a stack of these, toss them in there, and this will slowly process itself into charcoal for me, and it should be 1-to-1. So, that's perfect. Oh. Huh. Well, okay then. And now we just gotta actually tackle making more steel. But I gotta wait for a little more charcoal. Yeah. I mean, I've got enough charcoal, I can turn this all into the weak steel. But then to turn all of this into pig iron is going to take a lot more charcoal than I have. Yep. Well, as of right now, 1-to-1. But it does take a minute or so to process through. So it's not quick. It is 1-to-1. If I did a full charcoal pit, which I had over there, was 3x3x3, so what was that? That's 9 times 16. That's a lot. 130 something logs. Does it in about 10 minutes. To get through 130 logs in here is going to take you, well, a lot more than 10 minutes. But it's 1-to-1, so I mean, again, trade-offs. I wonder if I can put more than 16 in at a time. TerraFirmaCraft stack is 16. Or at least of logs, and yeah, okay, can still only do 16 at a time, so. Well, I mean, might as well get to making more weak steel. Got time to kill. I can't get anything done without getting tornadoes. By the way, the one that hit our base stole my deployer, and this one is moving closer. Oh, it's gonna grab me. Get it back inside. That better not take my my oven I just set up. Anyway, we're almost done with the pig iron. We combine it with the weak steel to make black steel. And then make the blue steel. So we're almost done. If the tornadoes would leave me alone for a few minutes. That one's going away now. What I was going to do is I was going to quickly throw these terracotta blocks over the... Still getting pulled by it. Over this. Just to have something over the top so it wouldn't get pulled away. Not that I think they can, but... Well, these haven't been pulled away, so I don't think they would. And then once I have all these piled up, I'll like slowly put the ingots, the pig iron, and the weak steel in here so I can heat them up. So I can weld them together. Yeah, it's a whole process, but we are very close to being done. Need to pump that. Tell you, the hillside over here is just completely devoid of plants now. Actually made it really easy for me to find a little bit more hematite on the surface, because the rocks and the hematite, the orbits, they don't get picked up, but the plants do. I definitely know what I'm naming this episode at this point. I mean, let's face it, you've seen the title. It's the one with all the tornadoes. Alright, so we've got our hot pig iron, our hot weak steel. Toss them on. There we go, that turns into the high carbon. Do it again here. Then we can stick these down for the time being because I'm kind of just... I gotta get all these done first. But once we get these done, we can then heat back up the high carbon. And we just do the same thing we've done before. There we go, black steel. And black steel double ingot. And we do this, and now we have a black steel anvil. Just gonna place that down there for now. We don't need it right. We don't need it right this moment. And this high carbon steel. Well, now we can start setting the steel side to actually turn into the blue steel. Had to check my spreadsheet. I needed 2 ingots to... Sorry, I need 8 ingots of black steel to mix with the regular steel, the bismuth, and the sterling to turn into the blue steel. That's 6 of the 8. So we just need 2 more black steel, and then the rest of this black steel has to be made up to be combined with the blue steel once it's weak blue steel. And we gotta do that on this anvil. So, you know, I might as well, I've got a moment, swap the regular steel with the black steel anvil. So I just made a small mistake and turned one of the pig iron into high carbon steel. Thankfully, when it melts, it turns back into pig iron, so we can melt it, cast it out into one of these, and then once we have it in ingot mold, ingot form again, we can just try welding it together again. Alright, so that's cooling down. Make sure that's hot. Put these back. That's ready. That should be ready. And we fixed the problem. So that's the last of the black steel. Now we need to combine these. So we need 2 bismuth, 2 sterling, 4 steel. Yeah, because we're doing 16. So my math is 12.5% sterling, 12.5% bismuth, 25% steel, and 50% black steel. As you see, with 8 ingots, we're at 50, 25, 25. So when we finish melting these 8, they'll drop to 25, 12.5, 12.5. Which will be the correct ratio. Give us weak blue steel. We can start casting it out. We're going to want to wait till all of this is cast out first. Then we'll heat them up together, just like we did with the black bronze. Sorry, the black steel. And then we will have our blue steel. Then we can make our blue steel anvil. Then we can make, there we go, weak blue steel. Then we can make our blue steel bucket. And then we can look at doing some of the other fun stuff. In the meantime, I think this is the fastest I've ever gone from beginning of the game to blue steel. I've kind of been, well, not quite speed running it. It has been 3 months. But yeah, when I did my TerraFirmaCraft series, I don't think I got blue steel till I was closer to episode 20. And with that, we now have blue steel. Actually, let's just weld them together. Not hot enough. Never mind. Actually, I love the color of the blue steel. No secret, I've mentioned before, blue is my favorite color. Blue steel is the best looking steel in the game. However, this takes a lot of hits to get done right. Okay, it's 3. Not hot enough. They cool down in the time it took me to get that one done. And we are almost done. There we go. There's our blue steel anvil. Just stick that there for a moment. And then we need to take these two, weld them together, and pull it out of there because we need to do it over here. Turn this into a sheet. Hit, hit, hit. Makes life easy. And then bucket. Bend, bend, bend. And now we have blue steel bucket. Nice. Let's pull what's left of the coal out of there. Toss it back in there. And now we have 4 anvils. We don't need 4. So I'm going to end up melting down the steel and the iron one in the future. We've got our blue steel, so we can now start making blue steel armor and blue steel tools. Well, I mean, once I have all the resources to do it again, because I kind of used up a lot of resources to get to this point. But now we can make blue steel tools, blue steel weapons. We have a blue steel bucket. We can pick up lava. Which means our next step in order to be able to use the drill we made is we need to make this fuel tank, both the water and the lava. And to do this, we need to make a sturdy sheet, which requires obsidian powder. Then we gotta find obsidian, which I'm sure is gonna require steel, at least steel, if not black steel or blue steel, in order to collect. And then we have to make crushing wheels to crush it down. Crushing wheels, not too bad. A lot of andesite. I have a ton of andesite. It's not an issue. But we need mechanical crafters. Mechanical crafters require sequenced gear shift, which requires a brass casing, which means we're going to need, I think it was 21 of these. Yeah, we need 21 of the mechanical crafters. So we're going to need 21 brass plus a brass mechanism, so that's 22 brass, plus the wheel. The mechanical crafter is, I'm going to need a bunch of electron tubes. I'm going to need 21, which means I need to go collect 21 quartz. I'm going to need glass bottles. I got glass bottles. Going to need glass. Going to need gold. I've got gold. We're going to need 42 ingots of iron, and we're going to need 21 rose quartz, which means we need to go collect 21 quartz and then a whole lot of redstone. Welcome to TerraFirmaCraft HardRock, also known as all the rabbit holes. Oh, well, one of the tortoises has appeared to commandeer my gyrodyne. Oh, I can put an animal in the gyrodyne? It's like a rowboat or a rowboat in vanilla. So that means I could land somewhere and push a goat or a sheep or an alpaca or anything really in, and then fly it back home. And then you can break the gyrodyne just by punching it with a axe, just like you would a boat, and you can pick it up as an item. And we're full of creosote now. Well, we gotta deal with that before we can make more charcoal. Alright, but we've got blue steel, we've got black steel, we've got a bucket. I'm done for today. I hope you've had a wonderful day. I hope you've had fun watching me be a storm chaser and be chased around in return by the tornadoes. And, yeah, I mean, steel, it's blue steel. It's a lot. But we got it now. So, I mean, blue steel is end game for TerraFirmaCraft. We still have a long way to go for HardRock. And I'm probably going to get hit by another tornado. Before that happens, thank you for joining me today. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Later.